I overheard my fiancé saying that I'm just a stepping stone. She plans to leave me once the wedding is paid for. Her friends laughed about it. I pretended to be okay with it. But then I left her at the altar. This morning, her sister texted me to say that Kelsey is losing it. She asked me to respond. I never thought I would share this, but I need to get it off my chest. The wedding is in 2 months, and everything I thought I knew just went up in flames. Last Saturday, let me give you some background. I'm Daniel, 31 years old, and my fiancée is Kelsey, 28 years old. We've been together for 3 years and engaged for 1. I run a food truck business that I built myself. It's not fancy, but it does well enough that I can afford the big wedding. Kelsey always wanted around $75,000. I know that sounds like a lot, but I've been saving for years and she's worth it. Last Saturday, we had a BBQ at our house. It was nothing special, just some friends hanging out in the backyard. I was cooking on the grill when I went inside to get more beer from the garage fridge. That's when I heard them through the kitchen window. Kelsey and her 2 best friends, Paisley and Isabella, sitting at the table outside. God, I can't wait until this is all over, Kelsey said. The food truck thing was cute at first, but imagine telling people your husband runs a food truck for a living. They all laughed. I froze by the fridge. At least he's paying for the whole wedding, Paisley said. That's something. Yeah, and he's not completely bad looking, Isabella added. But what's the long-term plan? Kelsey's voice got quieter, but I could still hear her. He's just a stepping stone. Once the wedding is paid for and everything is done, I'll give it a year. My cousin is a divorce lawyer. She says I could probably get good alimony since he owns his own business. More giggles followed. I felt sick. You're so bad, Paisley squealed. But smart bad. Did you see his face when you picked that $6,000 dress? Oh my God, yes, Isabella replied. He looked like he was going to faint. But he still said yes because he's desperate to keep me, Kelsey said, and I could hear her eye roll. Like, he actually suggested we have a food truck at the reception. Can you imagine? I quickly shot that idea down. I told him my dad would be embarrassed. The worst part? Her dad is a mechanic. We've had beers together. He loves my food truck. But seriously, Kelsey continued. 2 more months of pretending to be the perfect bride. Then a year of playing house, and I'm out. Maybe I'll find someone at the country club where we're having the reception. Those membership fees must mean something, right? I stood there for what felt like hours, just listening to them tear apart every part of my life, my business, which makes me comfortable, my apartment, which I bought with my own money, and even the engagement ring I spent months saving for. The ring's nice though, Paisley said. You could probably sell it later. Nah, I'll keep it, Kelsey replied. It's a trophy from my starter marriage. They all laughed again. I don't know how I kept my cool. I grabbed the beers, walked back outside, and kept cooking like nothing happened. Kelsey came over and hugged me from behind, which she always does when she wants me to spend money on something. She asked if we could look at videographers. The expensive one she wanted had a cancellation. Whatever you want, babe, I said and kissed her cheek. She smiled at me, probably thinking she had me wrapped around her finger, if she noticed my hands shaking a little as I flipped the burgers. She didn't show it. The rest of the party felt strange. I watched her act because that's what it was, an act. The way she'd touch my arm while telling people about our plans, how she'd brag about the food truck business to my friends, while giving sneaky looks at Paisley and Isabella. 3 years of memories started rewriting themselves in my head. Here's the thing, I'm not some soft person who's going to cry for months. I've spent my life building things from nothing. I started my business with a used truck and my grandmother's recipes, learned everything the hard way, and now I'm going to teach Kelsey a lesson about underestimating people. I've already started, keeping track of everything, the full wedding costs coming from my savings, the messages where she tells her friends about her plans, the venue contract in my name, all of it. The wedding is in 2 months. The deposits are mostly refundable up to 30 days before. I have some ideas about how this will play out, but I need to be smart and strategic. If she wants to play games, fine, I'll play. But she's about to learn that this stepping stone is actually the rock that sinks her whole plan. I'll update when I can. Right now, I need to look at videographer portfolios with my loving fiancé. A date 1. Hey Reddit. It's been 2 weeks since my last post, and things have gotten crazy. Thank you for all the support and advice. I've been keeping track of everything while pretending things are normal, and you wouldn't believe what I found out. Last night was the breaking point. I was sitting in our kitchen when Kelsey started FaceTiming with Paisley, forgetting I was there because she had her earbuds in. The conversation I overheard made my blood boil. God, Daniel is so clueless, Kelsey laughed. He just transferred another $88,000 for the catering deposit. Can you believe this idiot actually sold his project car to pay for my dream wedding? I stayed quiet, recording everything on my phone. Then she dropped this bomb. Once this is done, I'll have the perfect Instagram wedding to kick off my influencer career. Who needs a mechanic husband when you can use a fancy wedding for something better? Barry from marketing has already been messaging me about potential opportunities. My hands were shaking, but I kept calm. This wasn't just about the money anymore. She was already looking for her next target while spending my savings. The next morning, I started executing my plan. First, I went to our venue and had a serious talk with the manager, Sarah. I showed her the texts and recording. She was disgusted and agreed to help me. We're keeping the venue booked, but she's holding the deposit in escrow. If Kelsey tries to take over the booking after I leave her at the altar, she's in for a surprise. Then something interesting happened. Kelsey's sister, Delilah, reached out to me privately. She suspected something was off about her sister for a while. She showed me screenshots of Kelsey's private Instagram story where she's been hinting about upgrading her life and using what you've got to get what you want. Real classy stuff, Daniel, she told me over coffee. I love my sister, but what she's doing is wrong. She's been like this since high school, using people and then discarding them. I'll support you when everything happens. The hardest part is pretending to be normal. Yesterday, Kelsey got really upset because I suggested cutting back on the flower budget. She screamed about how I was ruining her special day and stormed out to stay with Paisley. The old me would have apologized and given in. Instead, I used the alone time to make some moves, contacted all the vendors and explained the situation. Most were surprisingly understanding and agreed to refund the deposits. I moved my savings to a new bank account she doesn't know about, found all the receipts for wedding expenses, almost $23 shun so far, and discovered she's been secretly filming wedding planning videos for a future YouTube channel called Kelsey's Luxury Life, while telling me she wants a small, private ceremony. The real kicker? I found her diary. Yes, she still keeps one hidden in her desk drawer while looking for insurance papers. The things she's written about me. Daniel is so in love with me. He'll never see it coming. And his stupid car collection had to go anyway. Who wants to be married to a guy who spends weekends working on cars? She came home this morning acting like nothing happened, talking about cake tastings and tablecloth colors. I smiled and nodded, knowing that in 6 weeks she'll learn what it feels like to lose everything she's invested in. Some unexpected developments happened. Her friend Isabella reached out to warn me, too late, honey, because Kelsey apparently has a history of doing this. My sister caught Kelsey flirting with Barry at the grocery store. Kelsey's been telling people I'm controlling because I wanted to see the vendor contracts. She's already bought a backup dress with my credit card that I'm disputing. I've got everything documented. Photos, videos, screenshots, receipts. The wedding is still on track as far as she knows, but I've got something special planned for the big day. No violence, no crazy scenes, just pure calculated payback. The best part? She's been pushing to add more expensive touches, because it's just a few thousand more. Little does she know those contracts are in her name now. When I don't show up, she will be responsible for every penny. I've stopped wearing my engagement ring when she's not around. It's a small thing, but it helps remind me that I'm almost free. 6 more weeks of pretending to be the eager groom. Then she'll learn what happens when you mistake kindness for weakness. Thanks for letting me vent, Reddit. The next update will probably be after the wedding. Wish me luck. I'm going to need it to keep my cool until then. Update 2. This morning was unreal. I woke up at 6 a.m., made coffee, and sent out the mass text I'd prepared weeks ago, a simple video compilation of Kelsey's conversations with Paisley and Isabella, discussing their stepping stone plan, followed by screenshots of their group chat, where they joked about upgrading to richer guys after the wedding. I sent it to both our families, the wedding party, and our closest friends. Then I turned off my phone and went to the gym. By the time I got back home around 9 a.m., all chaos had broken loose. My sister Delilah was blowing up. My backup phone, the one only she knew about, with live updates from the church. OMG, bro. Kelsey's mom is screaming at her in the bridal suite like full-on banshee mode. She keeps yelling, "How could you be so stupid to get caught?" Not even mad about what Kelsey did, just that she got exposed. I sat on my couch, drank my protein shake, and watched everything unfold through Delilah's texts. Apparently, Kelsey first tried claiming the video was edited or taken out of context. That excuse fell apart when Isabella, trying to save her own reputation, quickly threw her under the bus and confirmed everything in the family group chat. The best part? Kelsey had convinced her parents to use their credit cards for a bunch of non-refundable deposits, promising to pay them back with our wedding money. They're out almost, $330,000. Guess they shouldn't have trusted their daughter's quick money scheme. Around 10 a.m., Kelsey started calling me from different numbers. I didn't answer, but the voicemails were epic. Baby, please. They don't understand our love. I was just joking with the girls. You can't do this to me. Do you know how much money my parents spent? I swear to God, Daniel, if you don't show up, I'll tell everyone you abused me. That last threat was especially stupid since I'd been recording all our interactions for 2 months just in case. My favorite message came from Paisley. You ruined her life. She had everything planned. She was going to get you to buy a house, then divorce you and take half in the settlement. Thanks for the confession, genius. At 11 a.m., Delilah reported total chaos at the church. Half the guests have left. Kelsey's dad is having a meltdown about the credit card charges. Her mum is still screaming, but now at the wedding planner, demanding refunds. Isabella and Paisley tried to sneak away but got cornered by Kelsey's aunts, who are apparently very worried about the family's reputation in their community. The best moment? Kelsey, in her $7,000 dress that I secretly cancelled the payment for last week, running out to the parking lot screaming my name, mascara running down her face. She tried to drive to my house but forgot her car was at the salon. I had to watch her bridesmaids awkwardly pile her giant dress into an Uber. Delilah got it all on video. I did feel a tiny bit bad for the guests who travelled far, so I arranged for the reception venue to serve the food. Anyway, just a regular lunch. No wedding stuff. Most people went and had a great time gossiping about what happened. The open bar probably helped. It's now 6 p.m. My phone has 145 missed calls, mostly from Kelsey's family. Her sister keeps texting that Kelsey's totally breaking down and needs closure. Yeah, well, I needed a faithful fiancé, not a gold digger trying to rob me blind. The only slight hiccup? Kelsey's cousin Barry showed up at my house trying to act tough. I just replayed the video of Kelsey mocking his recent divorce on my doorbell camera. He left pretty quickly after that. I know some people might think leaving someone at the altar is cruel, but you know what's cruel? Planning to exploit someone's love for money, playing with their trust just to fund your lifestyle upgrade. At least I gave her the wedding day. Drama she clearly wanted, just not the kind she planned. Tomorrow, I'm heading to my lake house for a week. Delilah's handling the fallout with family. She's enjoying it too much. I've blocked Kelsey everywhere but kept her sister's number active, partly to stay informed, partly because watching Kelsey's perfect plan fall apart is oddly satisfying. Oh, and those wedding ring photos Kelsey posted all over Instagram. The diamond was fake. I switched it months ago when I first overheard her plan. She spent 6 weeks bragging about her perfect 3-carat diamond to her friends. I hope she didn't try to get it appraised for resale value. Telda, gold digger fiancé planned to use me for an expensive wedding and a divorce settlement. I gathered proof, exposed her to everyone, and left her at the altar. Now her family's in debt, her friends abandoned her, and she's having a public meltdown. Don't play games with people's hearts. Final update. Thanks for all the support on my previous posts. It's been a week since I left Kelsey at the altar, and wow, the fallout has been huge. Get ready for a long story. First off, my phone has been blowing up non-stop. Kelsey's sister keeps sending me desperate texts. She's losing it. Please just talk to her. And you've destroyed her life. I hope you're happy. Yeah, I am happy. The same sister who laughed with Kelsey about their plan is now begging me to fix the mess they created. The morning after the wedding, Kelsey showed up at my house screaming like a banshee. I recorded everything on my doorbell camera. She was pounding on my door at 6 a.m. Mascara streaked down her face, still in part of her wedding dress, which was now dirty, yelling that I had no right to embarrass her like this. My neighbor Barry called the cops, but she ran away before they got there. Remember Paisley and Isabella, her friends who laughed about the scam? Well, everything's falling apart for them too. Paisley's boyfriend saw the video I sent out and realized Paisley had been planning the same thing with him. He dumped her immediately. Isabella's husband is now questioning their whole relationship. The little gold digger group is falling apart. But here's where it gets even better. Kelsey had a total meltdown at work on Monday. She started yelling at her co-workers when they asked about the wedding, threw a stapler at her manager's head, and got fired on the spot. Her boss even called me later to apologize. It turns out, Kelsey had been telling everyone at work that my family, money would let her quit soon anyway. Joke's on her. I built my business from scratch, and now she's unemployed with $30,000 in credit card debt from all the deposits. The video proof I sent to everyone has been spreading in our social circle. Her parents saw her laughing about scamming me and planning to take everything from me. Her dad, whom I actually liked, called me yesterday, crying. He said he and her mom worked hard to give Kelsey a good life and now can't even look at her. They're selling their car to help cover the wedding debt she made. Kelsey's been posting crazy rants on social media, trying to make herself look like the victim. But I have screenshots of everything. Every time she shares a sad story, I just reply with her own words. My favorite is the video of her telling Paisley, "Daniel's just a stepping stone. Once the wedding's paid for, I'll find someone who actually matters." The best part? Her backup plan is falling apart too. That rich guy she was planning to go after divorcing me. He saw the videos and even messaged me on LinkedIn to thank me for the warning. Turns out she'd already been sending him flirty messages while we were engaged. My sister Delilah is my hero through all of this. She went to Kelsey's favorite bar last night and recorded her trying to tell a story about me being abusive. Delilah just played the wedding planning video where Kelsey brags about her scam on her phone. The whole bar turned against her. She tried to throw a drink at Delilah, but slipped and fell face first into a table. Everything was caught on video and is now going viral in our local Facebook groups. I almost feel bad for how badly her life is falling apart. Almost. But then, I remember sitting at that BBQ, hearing her laugh about using me and how she was just putting up with my kisses until she could find someone better. Every night, I played along, lying next to her while she thought I was just her money source. Each time she kissed me and called me her soulmate while texting her friends about her escape plan. The cherry on top? She can't even pay for her apartment anymore without my help. Her roommate has already posted on Facebook looking for someone to take over Kelsey's lease. Last I heard, she's moving back in with her parents, who can barely stand to look at her. Her mother told my mum she's not sure if she'll ever be able to trust Kelsey again. People keep telling me I went too far and that I could have just broken up with her normally. But you know what? Actions have consequences. She played a stupid game, and now she's winning stupid prizes. She didn't just try to scam me, she tried to humiliate me while pretending to love me. So, I made sure everyone knows who she really is. I'm doing fine, by the way. My business is actually doing better. People appreciate someone who stands up to scammers. I have a vacation planned next month, and I'm paying for it with the money I saved from cancelling the honeymoon. To everyone who supported me through this, thank you. To Kelsey, who I know is probably reading this, I hope it was worth it. How's that for a stepping stone? If you enjoyed this Reddit story and want to hear more, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more thrilling content. Your support means a lot. Thank you for being part of this journey.